All right. Please welcome Ms. GJohnson.
Hi, I'm GJohnson, and I will be talking about criminal justice and its portrayal in media. So originally, I was thinking about interning with the FBI or the police department because these are like my all-time favorite crime-based television shows, amongst my favorite. And I have always wanted to be a profiler in the FBI, but I actually had a really hard time getting in touch with the FBI and being able to work with them. So I just decided to take a different route and work with Torrisa Berry, the Madison County Commonwealth Attorney. So my question is how the criminal justice system and its portrayal in media differs from reality and how that impacts society. So this is my mentor, Clarissa Berry, and I'm in her office. I spent a lot of time in her office during my internship, and she would discuss with me after court what took place and how she defended her side. So because I was oftentimes in the courthouse, I could not take pictures in the courtroom because phones aren't allowed. So I decided to take them outside of the courthouses. So this one's in front of the circuit court, and this one's in front of the general district courtroom. There's like bigger cases, like drug distribution or just higher cases like that, like Cassidy Lacey's case took place there. The general district is like misdemeanors and traffic violations. So I enjoyed the circuit court far more. I actually witnessed a heroin case that was actually very eye-opening, and it's something I feel like I'll remember for a long time. So for my community service, I had a really hard time figuring out what to do and how to benefit the community. So I talked with my mentor, and she said that something that she had been planning on doing for a while was updating the bulletin boards in the courthouses. So I decided to make posters and put them in the courthouses. A lot of her cases involved heroin and addiction, so I decided to create a heroin poster with local rehab facilities that, in hopes that people would take pictures and actually get help and not be ashamed. I also created a SARA poster, which is the Sexual Assault Help Foundation, and I put contact information and kind of did like things that are signs of sexual assault so that people would hopefully contact Sarah if they needed help. So I was trying to answer my question, and I had a really hard time trying to figure out how media was falsely portrayed the criminal justice system and how it worked. So I was able to figure out that in television shows, it's oftentimes a 45-minute storyline. It's short, it seems easy. It takes one day to figure out who killed this person, who did this. But it's actually a really hard job, and spending time with Clarissa made me realize that, or like she has to spend so much time with the victim, and she has to find ways to defend her victim and try to figure out what the other attorney is going to say on the other side without even being able to speak to them. And it's a really hard job, and it's not as easy as it seems in media. Also, but yeah, I don't remember the other one. Okay, well, advice. So if I could give you advice, I do think you should choose something you like, but I also think that you should branch out and do something different. Because originally I was going to do the FBI, which is something that I'm really into, and I've always really wanted to do. But branching out actually made me realize that criminal justice is something that's very interesting, and being a lawyer is awesome. So I think that's really a cool job. But I don't think it's for me. I think it's very tough, and it's something that you kind of have to drop the morals and be able to lie and fight for someone even if it's not right. So it's not for me, but I do think it's an awesome job. And I also think that it's really important not to procrastinate because I did, and I was super stressed at the very end. But I was able to make it work, and I really enjoyed it. So for the future, these are my three options. I haven't decided yet. I'm touring VCU and Longwood on Thursday, and I've already toured George Mason. I'm thinking about the medical field, possibly nursing, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah.
Some of the things that Clarissa Berry does to communicate to the public so that they get a correct impression of what's going on in the criminal justice system.
I know that she I don't know.
Well, I asked that question because I happen to have seen some of the things that she does, and I wasn't sure that you were aware of it. She really likes to communicate at board of supervisors meetings. I go to all
Okay,
those.
yeah, she actually had one of those the other day and was telling me about.
Yeah.
Or like was planning something.
And the press is always sitting there when she's talking, so I think it helps to get out the correct word.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And she also helped to sponsor the opioid program that was here at the high school last year. So
Yeah.
she really likes to help communicate with the public, and I think that helps to improve the public's image of the criminal justice system.
Maybe this question will help you remember the point you forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else other than in terms of is different from television? The one thing you mentioned was just television, things get resolved in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
In the real world, they're longer and much more complex.
Yeah.
Anything else that's different between how they're portrayed on television?
I think
and the real world?
I was gonna say that they like insert interesting scenes. They're not necessarily realistic. But I actually did a lot of research on it, and I discovered that a lot of students that are like pursuing a career path in the criminal justice system actually get this idea from television. Like they actually don't know what it is because they assume it's realistic by watching the television.
And when you talk about what you learned and how you changed it, you wanted to work in the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded like what you said was to do that you had to learn to lie, and you didn't want to.
No. So
I didn't think that's what you meant.
So in order to work in be an attorney, you have to be able to lie and fight for people, even if it's not necessarily right. And I don't think I could do that. Does that make sense?
Well, except that
Like
working in the FBI is what you said you were aiming at.
Yeah, that
seems to be about discerning truth.
Yes.
Not being an attorney, which is a different.
Yeah. The FBI is what I was originally going to do. I ended up working with Marissa, who's an attorney.
Her job involves lying.
Well, I'm trying to explain, like, if you're an attorney and the victim did something wrong, how are you supposed to defend that? You know what I mean? Like, if they killed someone, you have to still defend them, even if it's wrong. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think like maybe what you're trying to say is like for you personally, you don't want to try to like violate your morals.
I don't want to. Yeah.
However, sometimes like some people have to do that because it's
you
your
have
job.
to,
It's
whether or
part
not
of
you
being
want
an
to.
attorney.
I was just confused about the relationship between
Yeah,
your
I was
desire to be an FBI
yeah.
agent and this concern about this.
I was originally going to do that. Like, that was my plan for the future, but it's not anymore.
Grace, I may have missed this. You said it. What did you decide to major in?
I'm thinking about nursing, but I'm undecided.
You did say it. Thank you.
You decided against the FBI because of this project?
Not necessarily now. But I do think being an attorney would be cool. I just don't think I could do it. But Clarissa's amazing, so she's great to work with.